Do you find losing weight in your 40s much harder than it was when you were younger? Well, you're not alone. This happens to many women. And this begs the question, is your body working against you? Well, sort of it is, because your metabolism is slowing down. There are hormonal changes, premenopause, and many other factors that are out of your control. But that is not to say that all hope is lost. Chances are you're also contributing to this struggle. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you mistakes that you may be making in your 40s that are keeping you from losing weight. Let's dive. Avoiding the first mistake can make a world of difference for you. And this mistake is, number one, not tracking your calories. When most people are not losing weight, they blame their metabolism, their genetics. But the first place to look at is your calorie intake, because almost everyone underestimates their calorie intake. And the research shows that the heavier you are, the more you will underestimate your calorie intake. People of normal weight underestimate their intake by 20%, while those who are overweight underestimate by 40%. This is a lot of calories, and it may be the reason why you're not losing weight. Now, I know tracking calories can be tedious, so I'm going to give you two solutions. The first solution is to eat fewer meals in a day. If you're eating 1 or 2 meals a day, it will be very easy for you to track calories in that number of meals. But if you're eating 3, 4, or even 6 meals a day like some people do, tracking calories will be very hectic. The second solution is to use a cup instead of weighing food. If you Google online, you will see the number of calories in a cup of rice, in a cup of beef, beans, any food. So you get all the foods in your diet plan, then Google the number of calories in a cup, and make sure that you're Googling the number of calories in a cooked meal. So if you're Googling rice, make sure that it's the number of calories in cooked rice, so which will be around 200 calories. Then if you serve 1 cup or half a cup, then you know you're getting 100 calories or 200 calories if you're serving a full cup. You do this for every meal and use that cup to serve your meals. If you do that, tracking calories will be very easy for you. Now, this is what I teach in my program, the 6 Weeks Weight Loss Challenge, which you can get at briansyuki.com. But even if you don't get the program, make sure that your calorie intake is correct. You can struggle for years to lose weight if you don't avoid the next mistake. And this is number 2, not making your calories count. What do I mean by this? You have to make your calories count by getting them from foods that are rich in nutrients instead of consuming empty calories from processed foods. Because you can maintain a calorie deficit and still struggle to lose weight or keep the weight off if you're getting calories from processed foods, because you feel hungry very soon after you eat processed foods, and they also don't give you a lot of energy to stay active and do workouts. I'll give you an example. If you eat bread, you're going to feel hungry very soon compared to when you eat something like eggs or lentils, even though you're eating the same amount of calories. So the key here is to get calories from unprocessed foods for one. So get lots of vegetables, complex carbohydrates like sweet potatoes, green bananas, oats. You can also get protein from plant foods such as beans, lentils, quinoa, and also animal protein like chicken, fish, beef, and such. These foods will nourish your body. They'll give you fiber, they'll give you nutrients, and allow you to lose weight and keep it off. The next mistake causes emotional eating and despair for many women. And this is number 3, not leaving room for mistakes. Many people think they have to be perfect to lose weight and keep it off, but that is not the case. Just because you veered off your diet on the weekend and overate, or you skipped your workouts for several days, does not mean you should feel guilty, and it does not mean that you should give up on your journey. you should pick yourself up and keep moving. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the number of few days that you messed up. It's about how consistent you are with the habits. If you stay consistent long enough, even though you are messing here and there, you will still get results. And most importantly, do not feel guilty, do not beat yourself up, because that is what usually leads to emotional eating. So what you want to understand is, if you make a mistake, keep following your plan as it is. Don't try to compensate for your mistakes, either by doing intense workouts or by fasting. Keep following the plan as it is. The next mistake is number 4, not taking a long-term approach. How is your diet plan right now? Is it too rigid? How are your workouts? Are they too extreme to a point where they are hurting you? You have to find a diet plan that you can stick to long term. And the key to achieving this is asking yourself a few questions. The first one would be about meal frequency. Is the number of times I'm eating in a day something I can maintain long term? If you're eating once a day, is that something you can do for 5 years? Same with workouts. Can I maintain these 1-hour workouts for the next few months or next few years? If you're doing something that is too extreme, like drinking smoothies as the only meal, or fasting for 72 hours every week, or doing long, intense workouts that are hurting your joints, and you know it's not something you can maintain long term, you're taking the wrong approach. Remember, the goal is not to lose weight. The goal is to lose weight and keep it off. So you have to take a long-term approach. If you don't have a long-term approach right now, I still recommend you check out my program at Syuki.com. I show you what to eat and the exercises to do. Avoiding the next mistake will help you lose weight and keep it off. And this is mistake number 5, is not being active all day. Most women in their 40s live a sedentary life because they have a desk job, and when they get home, maybe you're just too tired to do a workout or anything. And that's a big problem, because it not only makes you gain weight, it slows down your metabolism, because the more inactive you are, the faster you lose muscle mass. Remember, we start losing muscle mass from the age of 30. So if you're being inactive, you're losing muscle mass faster and your metabolism is slowing. So you have to find ways of being active throughout the day. And I'm going to give you a few suggestions. The first one is to set reminders. Set reminders every hour to get up and move around, or simply stretch or walk in place just for 5 minutes. If you do that throughout the day, it's going to help a lot. You also need to walk more by using the stairs instead of the lift, by using public transport, because that allows you to walk more, and finding other opportunities, walking during lunch break and such. You can also do sitting exercises. On my channel, I have sitting workouts where you can use dumbbells to do different types of exercises, and this will help you burn more calories. Avoiding the next mistake can make a huge difference. Unfortunately, some people are not willing to make the sacrifice. And this mistake is number 6, not changing your environment. You have to change your environment if you want to change your habits. Now, what do I mean by changing your environment? Does it mean moving to a new city and starting a new life? No, it doesn't have to be that extreme. You can change your environment right where you are. At home, make sure that you don't have junk food around you, either in the fridge or anywhere else in the house. Same with the office. You can also change your environment by what you consume online. Instead of consuming content about politics or junk food, consume content about healthy eating and learn from others. You can also change your environment by changing the restaurants that you eat. Start eating at healthy restaurants, and change who you eat with. If you normally eat with people who love junk food, start eating with people who eat healthy foods, and that is going to influence your behavior. So you don't need to move to a different place, but you can change your daily interactions and what is around you, and that is going to make it easier for you to change your habits. instead of simply relying on your willpower, which sometimes fails us. Avoiding the next mistake will reduce chances of overindulging over the weekend and also reduce chances of having regrets on Monday morning. And this is number 7 is not addressing alcohol problems. If you struggle with eating unhealthy foods, chances are you're going to overindulge or eat the wrong foods once you drink alcohol. And alcohol is also high in calories. It actually contains empty calories, the ones I discourage on mistake number 2. So you have to find a way of dealing with alcohol. And the best approach is to usually completely eliminate it. You can do this for a certain duration. If you can't do it for the rest of your life, if you're doing a program for 6 weeks, say that in the 6 weeks, I'm not going to drink alcohol at all. This will help you in not only avoiding the excess calories and the poor choices, it will also make it easier for you to build the right habits. Because if you're drinking every other day, you're going to struggle to build a consistent working out habit or the habit of eating healthy foods throughout, because every time you drink, you eat unhealthy foods. If you can't eliminate it, the next best option would be to reduce your intake and take low-calorie intake like spirits, vodkas, whiskey, and such, without mixing them with sodas or any drink that has calories. Avoiding the last mistake will help you fix the issue of a slow metabolism. And this is number 8, not doing strength training. Strength training is a must in your 40s and beyond because it's going to help you retain muscle mass and build muscle mass. Like I said, we lose muscle mass from 30 years old, and the only way to combat this is through strength training. So make sure you're doing strength training by either doing bodyweight exercises or lifting weights. Whatever method you're using, make sure you train progressively by advancing to more difficult exercises or using heavier weights as you become stronger. That is it. If you apply these 8 habits, it will be easy for you to lose weight in your 40s and beyond. And my 6 weeks weight loss program has all these habits covered. It's going to help you avoid all these mistakes. So if you want to join this program, go to briansyuki.com or simply click the link below. I'd also love to hear from you, your experience about losing weight in your 40s. So leave a comment below.